Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Welcome to episode 154 of the Blitz Take. I'm here with Dartmouth football player Chris Corbo, and I'm excited to have him on to talk about his journey leading up to today and much more. So, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Excited to be on.
So, what was the recruiting process like for you entering your senior year of high school?
Yeah, my process was interesting because was junior year being your big recruiting year in high school. My season was cut down big time because of COVID. So didn't have as many opportunities to showcase my skills and then to be able to visit schools and get to camps. But thankfully, I had enough schools that are interested in me. Obviously, Dartmouth, thankfully, and so yeah. I mean, talked to a few schools, and then took some visits and went to camps leading up to my senior year. But as I got deeper into the process and a few weeks into my senior year, I really after multiple visits with Dartmouth and speaking with them a lot, I really felt like it was home and that's where I should be.
How many schools uh, did you have on your list before making the final decision to go to Dartmouth?
Um, there was a couple schools. I can't really pinpoint a number. It was an interesting process because with scholarships and non-scholarships, and then with walk-ons. I would say it really was down to two or three schools. But Dartmouth was always the top of the list.
What is a typical day like for you during the off season and on game days?
So during the off season, it depends. Whether it's like in the winter, we have early morning lifts. So get up about 5 a.m., get to the facility by 5:15, 5:30, just to have some time to wake up, get loose, get ready for the lift at 6. We'll go from 6 to 7:30, stay after a few minutes, do some stretching, maybe a couple extra lifts, and then get to class. So have a full day of class, and then come back later in the day, do some extra stuff, whether it's recovery, treatment, watching film, and then going back in the weight room to stretch or do another few extra workouts. And then game day routine, I like to get up early. I like to get up early and be able to, be awake, get moving. I can't help myself but get to team breakfast early, just because I'm so ready to go and excited to for game day. Um, so get over there early, have breakfast with the guys, talk, go over final game plan, look over some things, and then get over to the facility, sit in my locker, listen to music, watch film, move around, get loose, get ready to go. And then, I'll go out on the field an hour and a half before game time, go through a little stretch, catch some balls from the quarterbacks, run a couple routes, do a couple run blocking drills, and then, go back in the locker room and get ready to go for game time.
You and your family, do you look up to and why?
Um, Ooh, that's tough. I look up to a lot of people in my family. Um, but right now I'd have to say I look up to my mom. She's an extremely hard worker. Every day she's going above and beyond for, whether it's for her job, for our family. She's nonstop. She travels a lot for work, and even when she's traveling, she makes sure that we're taken care of. I mean, a lot of times she's cutting her trip short or traveling overnight just to make it back in time for my brother or I's game. Um, so definitely my mom, just the way she goes about things, how hard she works, and how she takes care of the people around her.
What current or former NFL player do you compare your game to?
Um, Ooh, that's a good question. If I had to say, it would be ooh, probably George Kittle. I like first person that came to my mind was Travis Kelsey, but I would like to say Kittle. Both are dynamic players and the best tight ends in the league. But I would just say Kittle the way that he's so versatile. Obviously, Kelsey is too, but you see Kittle a little more in the run game than you do Kelsey, and it's something that I've really focused on improving on and want to become a factor in. But if I was to say receiving wise, it would be Kelsey, just because he's probably the best receiving tight end in the game. But Kettle is very very close to him. So I would say a combination of both. But if I had to lean for overall and pick one, I would say Kittle.
What makes you a unique player on the football field?
I would just say similar to what I said about the last guys is my versatility. I feel confident myself to be able to, when it's third down or big time, catch is needed to be able to do that, and have my coaches and teammates rely on me to do that. I know that I can come through and do that, but at the same time, be able to be a factor in the run game, be able to pick up linebackers or D linemen and or climb up to space, whether it's the second, third level and in the perimeter or even from the line. So I would just say whatever is needed to be done of me, I can do it, and I'm confident that I can.
What was your favorite football memory playing in your high school career?
Um, my favorite memory. That's tough. There's a lot of good times, a lot of fun games and memories. If I had to choose one, though, I would say it was probably the celebration after our senior year state semifinal when we won and clinched a state championship berth. Just all the hard work and things that we went through over the years, and then especially senior year. But coming after COVID and just waiting a while to have an opportunity to compete for a state championship was a very surreal feeling, and be able to celebrate in the locker room with my friends who I've played with since I was 4 or 5 years old, or even played against, was a great feeling.
How many hours a day do you take the time to watch film to better your game?
Um, Oof, that's a good question. To watch film, I usually watch film for about an hour or two a day. And then, to better my game overall, I put in a couple hours, whether it's in the field or on the field in the weight room, stretching. I would say probably a fourth to half of my day is committed to, becoming a better football player. So definitely put a lot of time into it.
What kinds of things do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I like to hang out with family, friends. I like to watch sports. I'm a really big sports guy, and I've really picked up golf in the last few years. So I love playing golf. Whether it's with my family or friends, and then just being outside, going to the Jersey Shore. Getting out and doing things. So I don't really have a thing that I like to pinpoint, but I like to do a lot of whatever the day brings.
Hmm. What is your plan for this upcoming season and for the future?
Um, my plan for the season is just to build off last year. Improve in every way. Become a better overall leader. Just improve, whether it's on the field, in the weight room, as a teammate in the locker room. So I just want to take everything about my game to the next level. Then after, just see what it brings. Whether it's going to the draft this year or doing a graduate year. Yeah.
It was nice to get to know your story, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck this season. And I'm definitely a big Ivy League conference guy. I follow Princeton because I actually work at the ticket operations for them.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I, I'm excited to see how your game is and how your team grows throughout this year. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and I hope you have a
Yeah,
great rest of your day.
thanks. I'll definitely be in touch with you throughout the season.
Sounds great. Awesome.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Good. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. Thank you.
Thanks. See ya.
All right.